Hello, welcome to SEDES English. My name is Eric, and today you'll be learning how to use how much and how many. So how much and how many, they are similar in what they're asking for, but the choice of how much or how many changes depending on what nouns you're using to ask about. So how much is used whenever you have a noun that word is singular. So examples of those for how much is something like rice, juice, water, food, money. So all those words are actually, it's not rices, juices, waters, foods, monies. And there's a singular noun. And how much is just, usually the answer to that is little, normal, a lot. Just ways to describe that, and not, there are things that cannot be counted necessarily with like a 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. How many are used whenever the nouns themselves are plural. So nouns like books, shoes, movies, things. All those things have the S and they're plural. And those, how many is answered with an actual number amount. So how many books do you have? I have 5 books on my shelf. How many pairs of shoes do you have? I have 20 pairs of shoes. How many movies did you watch last year? I watched 10 movies last year. So all these things, you know, you can count them on your hand, but you wouldn't want to count the amount of rice grains in a bowl of an actual dish. You just say, I have a lot of rice, right? Or it's hard to measure how much juice, right? It's a liquid, so do you want a lot of juice or a little juice? Or how much coffee do you want? A lot of coffee, a little coffee. How much food do you want? A little or a lot? That's not, you can't really say I want 3 foods. You can't really say that. So we'll write some examples. So again, on the board here, I just have the word many, and you use many whenever the noun you're describing is in plural. So again, like books, shoes, movies, and it's a countable amount. So you can say 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Much is used whenever, again, the noun is singular. So rice, juice, water, no S at the end. And it's not really countable. It's, again, answered more with little, a lot, something like that. So this, in particular, we're asking how much, so a question. So we'll write some questions here. Initially is how many. So we do how many movies did you watch? How many movies? Again, the noun is in plural, right, with the S. And this is just a compliment, did you watch, just to kind of give more example of, a more specific question. It could be, how many movies did you watch? How many movies did you make? If you're like writing movies for high school or whatever. And this is answered with an actual number amount. So, the answer could be, I watched 3 movies, right? Another example of this would be, how many pairs of shoes do you have? How many pairs of shoes do you have? Again, the shoes, the noun, is in plural, and this will be answered with a number amount, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 10, 15, 20, depending how many you have of that. We'll do one more example of how. We'll do how many things did you buy? How many things did you buy? Let's say you went to Walmart or to Target, and you have your shopping cart, and you want to count the things. So you bought 5 things there. So you have bought 5 things, whatever those things may be. So next over here we have the much. How many already says here? So next we have the much, and these are things that are not easily countable. So we'll start with how much water do you want? How much water do you want? Let's say you're at a restaurant and somebody asks you, the size of water. It's, small, medium, or large, right? And there's no 3 waters. There's no really unit of measurement or a way to measure waters like that. And again, important that the noun is in singular. There's no S at the end. Along with, let's do something I said earlier. How much food is there? How much food is there? So the noun is in singular, food. And you cannot say 3 foods, 4, 5 foods, 7 foods. You just say a lot of food, little food, no food. So we'll do last one. Another example, the last one is how much money do you have? And for this one, again, the noun of money is singular. And the answer would be a little, a lot. How much money do you have? I have a little money. I have a lot of money. It all depends. But again, the important thing is that when you use much whenever the noun is singular, so water, food, money, and it's hard to actually give a countable amount. And many is used when something can be counted easily and said, and all the actual nouns, not like this, the nouns are in plural, so they have S's at the end of them usually. So that's it. Thank you so much for listening and watching, and I hope to see you soon in class.